Yep, let's do it.
Right, everyone, Uncle Fester here. Thought I'd just bring a friend on who just called me and done a buddy check with me. So, Paul, how are you, Bat?
I'm fine, Clive. Glad to hear you haven't had a Facebook ban. That's what I thought was. That's why I thought you went missing.
No, last couple of days, man, I've just felt down. I've just felt a little bit. I've been training and I've been working hard, so and I've had quite a few run-ins with a few veterans.
Yeah. That always seems to be a problem, Clive. As I mentioned to you on the phone, I can go back 18 months or more, and I've been on a few rallies now, and there always seems to be dick swinging and bitching going on. It lasts for about 4 to 6 weeks, and after Op Zulu last year, I pretty much pulled out of all the military groups because of it. So I went through the same thing that you're going through now. It's always going to happen, mate. I mean, we've got that many of us veterans in the UK, but there's only a hardcore, isn't there?
Is it? I tell you what I'm getting deflated with is a lot of veterans saying, "Oh, we need change, but they're not willing to put their head above the parapet, and it's always the same people. It's me, you, Jeff, Dean, Saka, Jim Wild, Trevor, even Fraser, Gary Armstrong. It's the same people, and there's a few more. But everybody.
What it is, Clive, it's guys who are sitting there saying, like, when's the next rally and when's this and when's that, and when you look at the comments, oh yeah, we've got one going. For example, Nottingham, and we spoke about this a week or so ago. He was 2,500, say.
Yeah, I would say. Yeah,
and he was probably, I reckon, if you take the civilians out of it and the veterans' partners and wives and girlfriends, you were probably looking at 800 to 1,000 veterans there.
Yeah, and Barb has just come on. Barb, love you, babes. She just said hi to everyone, but this time all the infighting feels different. There's so much of it, and she's bang on right. There's so much. What I'm uncovering with CMS and CSA, and unfortunately, we have lost a veteran in the last 2 months, and it was to do with CMS as well, and I'm going down the road of I'm finding 400 active service personnel. And one of them, who's actually Special Forces, actually said he's more frightened of our government than the Taliban.
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to get the veterans together and stand shoulder to shoulder, and they're just not interested. Poor piss performance, I believe.
It's. I think that's always going to be an issue.
Yeah.
And I think, I'm sitting down now. We know Dean and Claire and Simon have gone through the mill recently with stuff, so they've had to take a back seat, and that's wholly understandable. So I'm trying to sort of step up to the breach now, because what I want to do is I want to start building, but I'm going to be visiting around the country.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'm seeing you in Rill, and if we can get others to come up and we can have a chat, and I'm going to take a little road trip up to the northeast. I've got a couple of guys I want to see up in Newcastle. So what I want to do is I want to start building so that we've got a hardcore all around the country in the big places, in the big cities, so that when there is something going to go on next, it can be simultaneous rather than just visiting one place at a weekend. You need to be doing something in the middle of the week. I think Dean mentions these the cabbies, and the truckers and the tanker drivers. I think they'd all be up for it. So we'd have to speak to the relevant associations. But what I want to do is I want to get veterans on board first, so I know I've got a team of people I can talk to, and they can help organising their particular areas,
And that's the main thing of it is, we're British, and the British are terrible because we don't complain, all right. But with the veterans, a lot of veterans will rather stand back and allow the mouth. Well, yeah, okay. Some used to call me the wild card, the mouthy one. I'd always stand up and say something and be the idiot. And they allow them people to take the forefront. So the only way I'm looking at it from a different aspect now. I've got that MP coming on where the MP said he'll come on and he'll talk to me and he'll tell me about what's going on with the government and why they're struggling. And we all know they can't take liability. They can't put their hands up and say, yeah, the systems are broken, because they take liability. So I'm trying to get the indoors in. I'm trying to open the doors up so I can sit in front of these people and say, we've got the solution to provide. We can give you solutions. You need to change the structure of the charities and how the charities work, because these charities are just they're just robbing.
The big ones like the RBL and Help for Heroes, Combat Stress, they're nothing more than corporate entities now, Clive, and their job is it's like they're on the stock exchange, and all they're interested in is making money. I mean, those 4 respite centres the RBL closed down, I think, cost less than £6 million a year to run. And how many lives are they saving? Or where?
But the worst thing is, Paul, there's a charity out called Veterans Aid, all right? And I went through Veterans Aid when I was homeless, and they do what's on the tin, all right? They go to the regimental, they go to your regiment and they ask for funds. The Royal British Legion actually, I think they pay for 1 staff member, and SAFA pays for 1 staff member. But the way these charities work is you bring in somebody who's homeless, then you claim their benefits, and that's their housing. And for the housing in London, I can't remember what we used to pay, it was £200 a week. If you've got a 47-bed ensuite and you're claiming the benefits, that's covering the cost of the actual building costs. And if you look at it, all the costs as well associated, you can make it work, because today we've got so much uncertainty that there's no therapy out there, there's no counselling out there. And this is something I want to try and bring to the veterans community, because I got some extra tools and techniques. I've just been very reluctant to move forward on it because of I've people who say, "Oh, I'm struggling with anger issues." I've got a guy, mate, Matthew. All right, he does breath work. I've done the breath work because I'll go on it to see what he's like, and I tell you what, he's absolutely shit hot. All right, mate.
Yeah.
And it works. His breath work works, gets rid of the anger and taps into your emotions and everything. And then I said, right, we'll show you the emotion side. We'll show you how to meditate, how to connect with yourself and your subconscious mind and your actual your conscientious mind, and I'll take you through the techniques. And I put it out there, and I spoke to Fraser the other week, and Fraser said to me, how many people are you helping, Clive? To be honest with you, nobody from the veterans community has reached out, Paul. And I don't know if it's because I'll tell them straight, because they play victim. A lot of people are playing victim and getting angry, and then playing victim and getting angry. They don't.
Well, that's out there, Clive. It has got to be said. Sometimes the truth hurts, mate.
It does, and I just think a lot of our people who are suffering, they're not helping themselves. I didn't help myself when I was down, mate. That's the last thing I ever done. I played the victim. I got angry. I played the victim. I got angry, and I got something from it, and it's quite sad because we're our own worst enemy.
Yeah,
definitely.
I see it myself. I mean, I do a bit with a local group called Veterans in Sefton, and it's a fantastic little group. They've rehomed quite a lot of veterans recently, But there's a lot of guys who turn up, and it's once. Then you just said it there, you hit the nail on the head. They play the victim card absolutely fantastically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they get what they want, and they disappear, you know.
And it is sad. I seen a video you done the other day, and I was absolutely over the moon with it. It was the woodwork video you done.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Shop. I was absolutely, and it got me thinking when I was doing woodwork in school. And I used to love doing woodwork.
Yeah.
It's actually the routine. You banged it on the head straight away. It's the routine. The thing we had in the army: routine, discipline, focus. You know, the desire when you wanted something. Schedule. And that's what we haven't got today. And you hit it on the head when you said, get in the woodwork, you know, metalwork or whatever, get routine in you. And I've just done it with a gym. It's about, and we don't network either. I don't know about yourself, but I haven't got many civilian friends because they don't, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
I know what you're going to say, because you come out with something that is just every day in the military, and it just gets shrugged off. But you say it's civvy, like, and the visible. Oh well, the actual sound of the jaw hitting the floor when they hear you, you know, they're like, you can't say that.
Yeah, I'm doing COVID testing at the moment, mate, and I'm one of the site managers, and I walk on the site and I go, people I've never met in my life. And the first day I was there, I got reported for being too loud and too familiar. So I had a written warning on that. But the big thing is, I get on with every one of them. And they're like, it's brilliant. But sometimes we're very reluctant to actually take that step and meet people and embrace. And we hold everything in, and we become guarded, and we don't say anything about what we go through and who we really are. We hide it. Yeah. So I've stripped the mask off, and I've just gone in and said, "Yeah, I'm here. This is me. I don't care." You know.
Well, I mean, that's what you've got to do. One of the things that I found off-putting when I got out, because I went through a few jobs when I first come out, because I just used to say what I felt. You know what I mean? And people couldn't take me. People couldn't understand what I was trying to say, and I hated the fact that, you know, you're going into a workplace and these jobs to be done.
Yeah.
So you're like, you're getting on with them, and they're all, what are you doing that for? I said, well, because it's fucking there. You know what I mean? It's what you're getting paid for. Yeah. And they just couldn't understand my mentality, which was like, I've got work to do. I'm going to crack on with it. You know what I mean?
And
I went through quite a few jobs. So I went through quite a few jobs as well.
I come out as an health and safety manager, and I tell you what, I was like a bull in the china shop. Because what I find with a lot of military people, they've got to. We work in such a way that we've got to be the best at what we do. We don't tick. A lot of us don't tick the boxes. We say what needs to be done, and we just get on with it. And a lot of people out there don't like that. They don't like us in their face. They don't. And I know a lot of guys are struggling because people cut corners, and some of the guys can't handle cutting corners because it's set. They've got to do it this way. If it's written down,
it's a form of autism, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, you know. So it does make me laugh because we got that going on as well. We're battling with that as well. You know, but
no, I mean, I've been out 35 years now, Clive.
Yeah.
But, I've still got that mindset. You know what I mean? I hate seeing people standing around chatting when I know there's work that could be done. Like, you know what I mean? Ask any of the lads who comes to the shed.
yeah, and that's something else everybody's fighting with, which is unfortunately, and then we've got this thing that we got to man up, and we got to talk. We can't talk about our struggles, and a lot of struggles are money related, and we don't like talking about money when we're suffering. So, you know, today I'm glad. Thank you very much for today, Paul.
No problem. I just thought you'd had a Facebook ban.
No. I actually banned myself off Facebook, and I think it was mainly because there was a lot of veteran groups saying, "Oh, we don't want you to post any longer," and I respected their opinion. So I said, okay, no problem. And then I thought, what's the worth? What's the worth shouting? Nobody's interested. What am I doing? Instead of wasting my time now, why don't I just get on with my life and say, yeah, I've tried. And I think Trevor went through that as well. I think everybody's gone through
I know Trevor's been his Twitter account off his phone, hasn't he, for a while. I don't know how long that's going to last for, like.
No.
But, hopefully, because, he actually come clean himself. And it was a bit heartbreaking to see because he's done so much for the veterans community. You might not agree with some of what he says, but what he says is from the heart.
Yeah, it is, And all due respects, and I'll say it out loud on you now, we got some right lazy bastards who don't want to know and help people. I'm sorry to tell you.
I'm not being filled in big time because I've said it myself a few times.
Because it's unless it's affecting them. I've said to a couple of them, I'm very passionate about this now because I've lost quite a few people around me, and the people I've lost, they'd still be here. Would they still be here if they spoke out? Well, I don't know, mate. Because we've also got another side to this veterans thing where I've had enough of people, especially the men, sending cock pics to women and trying to get off with women. That's another thing that's really gripped my shit as well. So I've had a lot of things go on, and I've gone, I tell you what, just calm down a little bit, step away. I've done what Dean's done, but I'm coming back to it. And I was debating. Yeah, and that's all I've done is took a couple of days off because we've been deployed to some areas where COVID. Everybody's got their opinion of COVID.
Yeah. I think it's a load of bollocks myself,
Yeah, I've got my opinion, and it's I'm not far off the lines where you are, and the government can't do anything. But we're still losing lives, and the vulnerable. It's taking the vulnerable. So, and when you watch people panicking because they got a cold, there was a little kid there yesterday, and this kid had the snivels, had a cold, had temperature, had all sorts going on. He wouldn't let anybody touch him, and it was heartbreaking. They had to, the mother and the brother, and they held his hands down to take the swab, and I was like, oh, what's going on? And I stepped in and said, look, you're distressing him. Stop.
Yeah.
Let's look at the symptoms properly.
I think as well on that one, I know we're going to blame the government, and they deserve the blame, but in equal measures, it's the media that needs to be blamed as well, because it's the media that's spreading the scare stories. And I've been saying this since February, that what they're doing is they're putting out scare stories.
Paul, you bang on. You're bang on right there, mate. It's, we got people testing. There's no need for them to test. And it will cause a blockage. Because
well, it's already done that, hasn't it?
It has, but the media are pumping it even more. And we're like, wow, what's going on? And I see it from the other side of the coin, and I see what the government's doing, and I go, hang on. They're doing the best they can with the tools they got. Are we, what's going on here? And everybody is going on. Look at all the countries have gone back into lockdown. Dread the winter, man. The winter, anybody gets sniffles, that's it. But it's, but that's that. But going back to the veterans community, I'm trying to think outside the box, mate. How we can do what can we do to bring people together? And I would love to hear from other people. How they think it can be brought together, because they all should
appeal out myself. I've asked on the Stand Against Injustice page. Give us your ideas. What do you want us to do so we can formulate something? Because
they're quick enough to put us down and criticise us.
Yeah.
And I love the criticism. I love entering the criticising, and because I like a lot of the opinions. but I'm trying to find out what's behind them opinions. And then what does piss me off is when you get the people who say they got a CICs. I'm a charity, I've got a CIC, but then they're slagging everybody else off.
Yeah.
That's
that workshop that I've done. I mean, I set it up as a CIC, but the only reason I've done that is because I'd have a better chance of getting any funding if I applied for it from the likes of Camelot and that, you know what I mean?
But Paul, that's brilliant. But you were not coming out and slagging off people because they took Nottingham was a success in my eyes. The little veteran, he was manhandled, all right, and it was a bit too much brute force there. And I'm not knocking the police, I'm knocking the senior ranks for that, because the senior ranks put them to work, and they just following orders. But everybody soon enough jumps on the bandwagon, and they make accusations.
Yeah.
And whatever happened in the past is the past. Let's think about the present. Let's think about moving forward. And it seems to be a lot of them stuck in the past. And, they give you that all the time, but they don't jump on board. None of them was standing there in Nottingham with us. They make their assumptions and assume he's making an ass of you and me. So, yeah, that's where I am. And no, I've watched a couple of people.
If we go back to that now, if we have another day of action, another muster, it's going to be the same old faces there and the hardcore. But if it develops and we have days of action here, there, and everywhere, and it starts to be a bit of a success, my hope is that more and more of these keyboard warriors are going to say, you know what, I better get my fucking boots on here and get myself into gear. Because I think that's the hardcore that's going to lead and develop this the way we need it to develop. Because otherwise, we're only going to be going out with 3,000 to 5,000 on certain marches and 2,000 to 3,000 on another. And on Saturdays, but it's not really going to affect anything.
And the other thing is as well, other demos. I called a demo and then I cancelled it on my birthday last minute. I went, no, we won't do it. Because the other thing I'm finding is, at the time I was like, yeah, going to raise our voice. But after I went and seen what Dean done, I went, that's absolutely brilliant. What we need to do is the difference between Black Lives Matter and everybody, everybody's got their own opinions on that. But Black Lives Matter, mate, went every day like that. And the government tried to ignore them. But because they kept going every day with a passion, they had all the support behind them, they had to listen. They got more of a voice now than anybody, Black Lives Matter. And I'll take my hat off for them doing that. What happens with us is we go, but then we'll have another demo organised straight after it, a couple of weeks later, where people may not be able to fit in their diary, and then because you didn't turn up to that demo, they go, oh well, this. Hang on, stop. If we're going to demo, let's do it then. Let's go and do what Black Lives Matter done. And let's really go. Or put it all across. If you can't get to somewhere in Nottingham, then do one in the local area and bring everybody together, because there's veterans living all around.
That's what I'm saying.
That's it. Yeah. But that's where we are.
And they've all got to be done on the same day, because, as I say, it's no good doing sort of like Nottingham one day, Birmingham the next, and Newcastle the day after. If we can get all of them going on the same day, and we do it in the midweek, you know what I mean? But when we get face to face, and when I see you up in North Wales, in the next week or whatever it is you're going to be, I'll explain to you in person what my sort of strategy is going to be. You know,
definitely.
What I want to do is I want to sort of like, it's splitting the country up into divisions.
Well,
turn around and say, like, right, the Northeast guys, I've got A, B, C, and D up there, organising up there, and then over in the Northwest, I've got A, B, C, and D organising that, and so on and so forth. And then we just all communicate and say, right, we've got the manpower now.
Yeah,
get out and do it, And
I think you're bang on there. because I kept saying about charities. You know, the Office of Veterans Affairs. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
we got 1,853 charities registered in the UK. Okay, for veterans, armed forces personnel, but there's no one HQ that they'd all got 1,853 HQs, all doing their own different thing. There's no one HQ saying this is what we're targeting now. We're targeting homelessness. We're targeting mental health work, education, support. We need that one HQ which brings together everybody else.
Jim Wild mentioned that. He was on Radio Kent the other day. I don't know whether you heard the interview.
No.
And he mentioned that there should be one number. You know what I mean? Whether it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, or whatever. And
I heard that one,
This guy, you know, who's in trouble, who really needs help, and he's looking for help. He dials the 112, and it goes through to the central switchboard.
Yeah.
And then, where are you? And then they can then be directed to the nearest place in his location.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
well,
it sounds like an absolutely fantastic idea, and I hope something comes or something like that.
But think about it. We got one number for COVID, 119. Why can't we do I think Jim Wild said 333?
Whatever, any number,
any number, and then have one organisation actually, you know, running the rest of the organisations, because it seems to be everybody's going off on their own tangent, and there's a couple I've stepped back from, and I've gone, no, because you're on your own agendas here, you got your own egos. We do need to listen, educate, treat, and support. That's what we need, and we need our guys to understand what they're missing. And you've said it already: structure, routine, discipline. You know,
even just picking yourself up off your sofa and putting a pair of trainees on and going for a 5-mile walk. You know what I mean? You got to do something. The more you sit there on your ass or you're lying on your back on your sofa and you're ruminating and you're thinking, and you start overthinking things.
Like I said to you,
I've gone through that myself.
Like I said to you, Matt, I was on my pants. I just had my dinner. I was in my pants watching. I had TV on as background music. I just couldn't be bothered looking at Facebook. I've looked at a few videos, and I think I got where them veterans are. Where a lot of them veterans look at it and go, "Oh, here we go again." Because I seen Bella done a video. Fraser was down. And I seen a lot of people going down, and I was like, "Ooh, is that? Ooh, is that?"
I think the likes of that, you know, it's the same sort of like group of people that are attacking Dean and Claire and Simon and all that. And I'm beginning to wonder whether these are paid agitators. To be honest with you, you know what I mean?
I tell you what,
that's out in a minute, mate.
I tell you what. I do love them all, because they're making me think of new ways to go ahead. And the only reason I won't post on groups is because veterans groups is because I respect, and I like to respect those like they like to respect, like I like to be respected myself. So if someone's got an opinion, I'll go, yeah, okay, I'll listen to your opinion, but I'm going to make my opinion listened to. I will answer you back, but at the end of the day, I don't cause anybody any harm. So I look at another way to do it, you know. And it's just that's where we are in life, Paul. So what's going on with you, man? Anything else?
No, as I say, it's basically a lazy evening this evening. I've got some Dobie on the go. So once I've got that all hung out and what have you, it's feet up on the couch, and I might even put the TV on tonight.
Yeah,
I TV in a long while, mate. It's crap.
Mate, it is absolute a load of crap on TV. Let me tell you now. I tell you. But anything for the weekend?
No. Tomorrow I'm going to be taking my dad up to hospital. He's going for a scan. So, I mean, the last time I went up there with him, we were only there for about 20. I didn't even get a chance to drink my tea. So.
Right.
I'm hoping that's going to be the case tomorrow. But I've got nothing planned. I'm just, once I've got my dad back home, I'm going to just chill out for the weekends, recharge my batteries, mate.
It's my old man's birthday today. He's 72, so I've had to wish him happy birthday today, and a bit gutted because I weren't there for him. But that's where I am. I'm going to go work tomorrow. I'll probably take a couple of days off. I might be up before you know it, actually, because I'm contemplating it at the moment. Next couple of days, actually. So leave yourself open, Matt, when I come and knock on your door. All right?
So, not a problem. As I say, if you're coming up, say, for example, on Wednesday, let me know on Tuesday, and I can rearrange stuff then.
Yeah, definitely. But thank you very much for the buddy check-in tonight, mate. That's absolutely... No, you've lifted me. I was contemplating going to the gym tonight. I've just done 4 nights in the gym, and I'm having a night off. That's another reason.
I've saved your sweat glands a bit of work then, have I?
I was actually debating, shall I go, shan't I go, shall I go, shan't you've done too much, and I was like, oh. And that's where I was. I was just in this place of, yeah. So definitely, thank you very much. I tell you what.
No, it's good to hear. Always good to hear your voice, mate. Hearing your voice lifts me up as well, to be honest with you.
Yeah. And we need to remember, me and you, Paul, we've only really met on Nottingham.
Yeah, the first time we actually met was Nottingham, but I've been via Facebook and that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But even that was only for the week, so.
And exactly, so, it just shows doing a buddy check on anybody. Yeah. It works.
Certainly does, man, yeah.
And I just said to you, should we just share this on the video? Should we just share where we are on the video and show everybody it's okay to do the buddy check? And that's why we come on. I
know. I mean, I've done my first video about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago.
And I thought
I'd be a bag of nerves and all that. I'm getting starstruck now, Clive.
Brilliant. Hey, Uncle Fester, if you don't mind, boy back.
Oh, sorry, man.
As they say in work.
When I see you next week or the week after, whenever you come up, I'll have a nice little present for you when you come up.
All right then, but
it'll be a nice surprise.
Definitely. I'm going to end it now on that note.
Yep.
All right. Stay online. Don't just drop me offline now, because I know you will once I end this broadcast. But I'm going to say to everybody out there, if you're feeling a bit down, it's natural. At the end of the day, do a buddy check. Check in on somebody like Paul done with me. All right. And I'll probably go and check in on somebody else now, because and that's the way it works. But definitely, it's right, Paul. Come on, how many times have you done that before, mate? Or somebody's phoned in on here and you're gone,
yeah. I mean, I've been lying here on the couch or whatever, or sitting on my bed or doing whatever, and the phone's gone. And it's one of the lads. How are you doing? I haven't heard from you for a while. And it's great to hear the voice. You know what I mean? And as you said, Clive, just hearing someone's voice is enough of a lift.
It's brilliant, mate. And thank you very much, Paul. So any veterans out there, all right, goodbye from me.
And goodbye from him.
Hey!